where do you stand on this fight, which again is a soap opera? Their personalities involved, but I think it is representative of the quandary the party finds itself in. Where do you stand on if one is Chuck Schumer needs to go and go now, and 10 me is I get why the minority leader did what he did. Where are you in sympathy or understanding of Chuck Schumer's plight currently?
Well, I ran against Nancy Pelosi in 2016 saying that we needed some new leadership in the party because, Donald Trump won and he had co-opted our message and he was resonating with the American people, and the Democratic Party brand was in the toilet and was only going to get worse. And there was no way to change that brand unless we changed leaders. So I've had that position, and I'm glad Hakeem Jeffries is now in the House, and Leader Pelosi, to her credit, was the first of kind of the old guard to step down, recognizing with her keen political skills and instincts that it was time. And I don't think Chuck Schumer is going to do that. And I'm not naive enough to say, yeah, I think Chuck Schumer should go? Yeah, I mean, not for just this reason. I just think in modern politics, you need somebody who can stand in front of a camera, articulate a vision, talk about and being inspiring, like I mentioned about presidents. And I don't think he can do that. He has a skill set that's very effective in a lot of ways. That's not it. And I think that's what we need right now. A party in the recent polling at 27% approval. I mean, that's how do you rehabilitate that without changing the quarterback or changing the coach? And I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, so I know a lot about changing the quarterback and changing the coach. Sometimes you have to do it.
Because we love each other, I'll say this with respect. I want you to be specific here. You've dodged a
Yeah,
few of my questions already. Let's say you were the chief strategist for the Democratic caucus, House and Senate,
yeah,
and you were with them last week. And Schumer said, "Well, yesterday I said that the Republicans don't have the votes to pass cloture to get the CR to the House version of the CR to the floor, and today I'm thinking of going out and announcing that I'm voting for the cloture." And you were in the room with Schumer and Jeffries and the other leaders in both the House and the Senate, what would your strategy have been at that point?
my first comment to Chuck would have been, "Why in the fuck did you hang the House of Representatives out to dry?"
Right,
That would have been my back room in
right,
just between the boys. Like,
right.
why would you do that? Why would you let all of our frontline members go out? And I've been in the House for a long time. I've seen this happen time and time again. Why would you do that to those members? You clearly a blatant disregard for their political careers and what political position they're in. That would have been the first thing I would have said.
And just to clarify, by not telling them in advance that this thing was going to pass the Senate.
Yeah, I mean, so fine. That's your okay. That's your decision. Again, bicameral legislature, separation of powers, the whole 9 yards. Like, you
Yeah.
have every right to do that. We'd like to, but at least have the decency and the kind of collegiality and the respect, quite frankly, for those House members. And I thought what always AOC was saying was exactly right. Like, we've been on the other side of that more than once. That would have been the first thing I would have said. And if it happened before the House voted, I would say why. Okay, what's the reason why? Because I actually think there's a good argument to be made to saying, let's pass this, let's move it on, and let's not let the fight for the next couple of, I don't understand all he was saying about a government shutdown would give more power to Doge and Trump to dismantle the government. Maybe, maybe not. But the argument I thought was most compelling was, why would we have a fight between Republicans and Democrats about a government shutdown? Same old food fight, right? For 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long it would have went on. It'd have been same old stuff in Washington. They're all the same, whatever, whatever. Or let's get back on track of them actually making these huge cuts and cutting the VA and cutting 80,000 jobs. Let that really penetrate the national consciousness. That's a legitimate argument. He's not making that argument, but I think, again, I'm a huge Bill Clinton guy, and Carville and those guys, Bagala. Like, explain it to us. Tell us what you're doing. Let us know why and what you're doing and why. That to me, I think a lot of rational people, if you said to the, to the liberal base who just wants a pound of flesh, right? If you go to them and say, look, I get it too. I want a pound of flesh. I'm mad about, it's maddening what they're doing. But Trump's numbers are going down. They're going down on the economy. I know the 47% and all that. He's not expanding his base. His numbers are down on the economy and they're down on inflation. And those are the two places, and those things going to catch up to him. Let's for once as Democrats, and that's what I would say from the microphone, let's for once as Democrats play a short, medium, and long-term strategy here because his numbers are sinking. And guess what's coming down the pike? Not just cuts to programs that people haven't maybe really felt yet. Let's rally the veterans. And here he comes with a $5 trillion tax cut for the top 1% while he's marketing for Elon Musk. That's what we want the story to be. So if
Right.
Chuck Schumer came to the Democrats and the public and said that, I think most people would say, I don't disagree. I want to kick their ass, but I get it. I get it. But
All
he
right.
didn't do it.
I was gonna play some sound bites from Schumer on The View, but I know what you'd say about them, so I'm not going to.